Hey, what's up, guys? Joe Madden here for Picks and Parlays, coming at you with a 1 p.m. Eastern matchup. The Seattle Seahawks taking on the Tennessee Titans. Now, this is one of the largest spreads of the weekend. We are seeing the Seattle Seahawks. They opened as a 12.5-point favorite. I'm seeing 13.5 across the board. This total is dropping as well. 42.5 at open. We're now seeing 40s. 40.5, man. I struggle to see the Tennessee Titans putting up a lot of points in this game. 13.5 is a lot to lay with a team, but man, Seattle is clearly the dominant team. They need a bounce back. What are we going to see out of the Tennessee Titans and Cam Ward? Cam Ward coming off a game last week, 194 passing yards, 5.2 yards per attempt. He was able to get a touchdown on the board, but he's getting sacked. The most sacked quarterback out there in the league. 3 sacks versus Houston. 5 straight games with 3 or more sacks in those games. It's a long day out there for Cam Ward. Now, the defense of the Seattle Seahawks in their last game out versus the LA Rams weren't able to get to Matt Stafford. They're going to be hungry to break through the offensive line and get to Cam Ward. We'll see if they're going to be able to. Think they will, you guys. But the Tennessee Titans have lost their last 5 games. They are free falling. They're 0-5 at home, yet to win a home game, 1-9 on the season. If you think an upset is in the making, well, man, you are braver than me. There is no way I can touch the Tennessee Titans with a 10-foot pole. That money line price coming in for Tennessee at plus 700. Can they win at home this season? I'm not sure, and I just don't think they would be in for the win here versus Seattle. Now, if Seattle was coming off a win versus the LA Rams, maybe we could see it, right? Where the Tennessee Titans were able to keep it tight. But looking at their disappointing loss in the last game, coming down to not getting the win because of the missed field goal at the end of that game, it was just a heartbreaker for the Seattle Seahawks. And I do think in this one, they come out ready to take that anger out, get that nice bounce back win versus the Tennessee Titans. I don't love this spread, you guys. I do have a team total that I'm going to isolate in this game. I've also got some players that you want to circle as well. So staying off the spread, staying off the full game total, but do have a team total. But before we get into that, I want to remind you of things happening over on Picks and Parlays. You want to head over to picksandparlays.net to grab that Weekend Warrior package. This weekend, get every football play from your handicapper of choice over on Picks and Parlays for Saturday and Sunday for only $49. So that includes college football and NFL. You're going to get all of their best plays over there. Doesn't matter if it's a 5% or you're going to get the best plays no matter what they load on picksandparlays.net for Saturday and Sunday. And because they're just so nice over there, they will include those Monday plays at no extra cost. So incredible savings by getting that Weekend Warrior package. Now, if you're looking for more than just the Weekend Warrior package, do check out the rest of 2025. You'll be able to get the handicapper of your choice's best bets over there for just $8.30 a day. You guys know we're rolling into college football playoffs here in a couple of weeks. There's so much going on across all sports, not only hockey, UFC, football, and then college football, college basketball, NBA. So much. So at $8.30 a day, you definitely don't want to wait on this deal. But head on over to picksandparlays.net for that. So jumping back into this game, I can't touch the spread at all. Looking at Sam Darnold in his last game out, he was still able to put up a ton of yards, 279 yards, but unable to throw a touchdown. He turned the ball over 4 times. Now, a lot of people always give Sam Darnold a hard time. They're saying he's turning back into the quarterback that was with the Jets that saw the ghost, and I just don't think that was the case. You look at the Rams defense and what they're able to do. They're able to force him into the situations to turn that ball over. I think that was more of a measure of the defense here of the LA Rams over what it was of Sam Darnold. So I'm looking at Sam Darnold to get back into the flow in this game. 0 sacks and 44 pass attempts versus the Rams. So his offensive line holding solid in front of him. So looking at the defense here, the Tennessee Titans, I don't think they're going to be able to do enough to break through the offensive line and get to Sam Darnold, but they have been playing better. You saw them last week hold the Houston Texans to only 16 points, and they've held 4 teams on the season to 21 points or less. But I think in this one, you're going to see the Seattle Seahawks step up. Now, I do think we're going to see more out of Kenneth Walker this week. 16 carries for 67 rushing yards last week, a rushing touchdown, 3 targets for 3 receptions, 44 receiving yards. We're going to look at Kenneth Walker for his rushing and receiving yards in this game, but there's no denying Jackson Smith-Njigba, what he's able to do on the field. Outstanding here for the Seattle Seahawks. 100 plus yards in 7 of the last 10 games. Last week versus the Rams, he was able to get 12 targets, 9 receptions, 105 yards. Just absolutely outstanding. Now, Cooper Kupp did get those looks as well. And we saw AJ Barner. I was actually impressed with how much Sam Darnold got that to AJ Barner. He had 11 targets out there, 10 receptions for 70 yards. So he was definitely a solid playmaker out there on the field last week. We're going to look at those guys. We're going to see what we're getting for value. For me, I can't take anything here for the Tennessee Titans. I think they're in for a very long day. I'm looking at their team total, and that's where I'm going to go with my best bet. The team total of the Tennessee Titans under 13.5 points. It's minus 122. I don't see them putting up 2 touchdowns in this game. Maybe a touchdown and a field goal. That still only gets us to 10, you guys. Even if they get a touchdown and 2 field goals, it keeps us under this number of 13.5. I'm counting here on the defense of the Seattle Seahawks to show up big in this game. Put that pressure on Cam Ward. Cam Ward has a passing prop of 184.5. I'm not going to touch it. He did go over this in that last game out. His passing touchdowns, well, wow. If you think he's going to put 1 passing touchdown up on the board, it's minus 144. Could we see 0? I think we could. I think Seattle's defense needs to show up and needs to show up big. Under a half a touchdown coming in at plus 108. That is a scary bet to make. Let me know if you're willing to take it. I'm going to stay off of it. I think he's throwing a couple of interceptions in this game, and I think we're going to see those sacks coming in. Here at player props for the Seattle Seahawks, looking at Sam Darnold for his rushing and passing yards, I think he comes back nice and strong in this game. You can get him for his passing and rushing prop combined at 245.5. That's coming in at minus 115. I then will look at Sam Darnold for his pass attempts. That coming in at 28.5 at minus 120. Your only fear with this one is they're blowing out the Tennessee Titans and he doesn't play the 4th quarter, but I do think we see him stay in this game. He needs a solid game in this one. Passing attempts, so over the 28.5. Then I'm going to look here at Kenneth Walker. I do think Kenneth Walker for his rushing yards and receiving yards combined. That number coming in at 69.5. I'm looking for him to really have a strong day out there on the ground. If you're just looking for his rushing attempts, that number coming in at 14.5. I would stay off of that. The rushing yards coming in at 61.5. So when we're getting the rushing and receiving at 69.5 was what we saw out of him last week, with Kenneth Walker getting 16 carries for 67 yards, a rushing touchdown, and 3 targets, 3 receptions for 44 yards. I would rather combine the 2 for Kenneth Walker out there. So give me the rushing and receiving yards for Kenneth Walker. Again, that number coming in at 69.5. It's minus 115 on the majority of the books to the over. And then, we got to go back to Jackson Smith-Njigba. He's been able to get 100 or more receiving yards in 7 of the last 10 games. His number is high at 93.5. Some books have fired it all the way up to 96.5, you guys. So I encourage you, go shop those lines. But I will take Jackson Smith-Njigba over 93.5 receiving yards out there. I think we see some long bombs from Sam Darnold to JSN like we've been seeing. I'd look at JSN to get in the end zone, as well as Kenneth Walker as well. But staying off the side, staying off the total. I will look at the team total here for the Tennessee Titans under 13.5. Yeah, hold your breath as we play that one out. Hopefully we don't see mistakes in the 4th and that backdoor cover in this one. Let me know what you're liking in this game, you guys. And don't forget, head on over to picksandparlays.net for the handicappers of Picks and Parlays, best bets. You don't want to miss out on everything they got going on. They've been on absolute fire. But you guys, until next time, stay hot. Let's make some freaking money. You can follow me on all social media at Joe Madden Sports. Bye, you guys. Be good this weekend.